In the heart of India, surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, there was a village, Devpur. It was a quiet village where houses with mud walls and thatched roofs stood along narrow dirt paths. But beneath the calm and simple appearance of the village, something deep and unsettling was hidden. Devpur was infamous for its terrifying tales. Stories of spirits that continued to wander even beyond their time. Tales whispered in the flickering light of oil lamps. At the edge of the village, on the border of the forest, stood a dilapidated temple long abandoned. This temple was dedicated to goddess Kali, and it was said that an evil spirit resided within, unleashing wrath upon those who disturbed its slumber. But the most terrifying stories were of the villagers who dared to enter the temple and never returned. Whispers of their fate echoed throughout the village, planting fear deep in every heart. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky was draped in hues of orange and purple, 4 college students from Delhi arrived in Devpur. They had come seeking adventure, drawn by the stories of the temple. Arjun, the leader of the group, was curious about unknown mysteries. With him were Meera, who had a deep interest in folklore, Karen, a skeptic, and Priya, a free spirit who believed in the magic of the world. They did not take the villagers' warnings seriously. Carrying their bags and flashlights in hand, they set out towards the temple. As they approached it, a heavy silence fell over them. There was an odd weight in the air, and though the forest was teeming with life, all they could hear was the thudding of their own hearts. The temple stood before them, solemn, crumbling stone walls, vines climbing up as if trying to swallow it back into the earth. "This is the place," Arjun whispered, excitement clear on his face. The others exchanged fearful glances, but no one backed away. Inside the temple, the air was stale. Dust particles floated in the flashlight beams, and the air was thick with the smell of decay. In front of them stood a giant idol of goddess Kali, both beautiful and terrifying at once. Karan, trying to hide his nervousness, joked, "Is this where the ghosts come from?" But fear was evident in his eyes. They ventured deeper into the temple. Meera was sketching the carvings, completely captivated. Time passed, the sun set, and darkness was broken only by their torchlight. Then a strange echoing whisper filled the air as if voices were speaking from all around them. "What was that?" Priya asked in a trembling voice. Arjun replied, "Just the wind." But Karen had stopped laughing. It felt as if the temple itself had come alive, breathing. Suddenly the ground trembled and the idol of Kali began to move. They all stepped back in terror. The whispers turned into fierce growls, and a shadow slowly began to emerge, blurry, yet horrifying. It stood lurking in a corner, staring straight at them. Panicked, they ran. "Let's get back to the village," Meera screamed. They sprinted across the stones, hearts pounding with fear. As they reached the forest's edge, Karan stopped. "Wait, I can't find my phone," he said. The others were frantic with fear. "We can't go back," Priya cried. But Karan had already turned around and started running back towards the temple. "Are you crazy?" Arjun shouted, but Karan ignored him and disappeared into the darkness. The 3 of them stayed at the edge of the forest, shivering with fear. Time dragged on, and then a scream rang out from the jungle. Karan screamed. Suddenly, silence fell. Terrified, they ran back toward the temple. Inside, the air was even heavier, as if some spirit had completely engulfed the place. Shadows danced around them, and the whispers were now filled with rage. They kept calling out for Karan, but the silence was deafening. Then a shadow separated from the wall and stepped forward. It was Karan, but his eyes were hollow, as if his soul had left him. Terror was etched into his face. Then, behind Karan, a swirling black vortex opened a portal made of pure darkness. Arjun felt an invisible force pulling them toward it. "Run!" he screamed, but Karan willingly stepped into the vortex and vanished. As the vortex closed, the temple erupted in echoes of ghostly laughter. The walls seemed to pulse as if they were alive. The three of them fled for their lives. They stumbled back into the village, collapsing in front of an elderly man, begging for help through their sobs. But the old man just shook his head, deep sorrow in his eyes. "When a spirit takes someone," he said, "they never return." The next morning, the sun rose, but the mysteries of Devpur remained, and Karan had now become just a memory. Devpur, a village that would never be free from its secrets, and anyone who dared to uncover its truth would never return without paying a heavy price. If you like this story, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon on our channel so you don't miss more such mysterious tales.